We have more technology than any generation before us, and yet we have never felt more alone. This is the story of what we lost when the family dinner died. There was a time, not so long ago, when the clock striking 6 p.m. meant something. It was a sacred hour. No matter where you were in the neighborhood, no matter what game you were playing in the street, you knew it was time to go home. The streetlights would flicker on, and the smell of roasting meat, potatoes, and steamed vegetables would drift from every window on the block. Inside, the television was turned off, the radio was silenced. There were no distractions. There was only a wooden table set with care, plates, silverware, napkins, and around that table sat the most important people in the world, the family. For generations, this wasn't just a habit. It was the anchor of our lives. It was the place where children learned manners, where parents reconnected, and where the chaos of the outside world was shut out for just 1 hour. But look at us today. The table is covered in mail and unread bills. The kitchen is silent. Family members eat alone in their rooms, glowing blue in the light of their smartphones, or in the car between soccer practice and piano lessons. We have gained convenience. We have gained endless entertainment. But in exchange, we have lost the heartbeat of the home. Today, we are talking about the death of the family dinner and why it might be the reason we feel more lonely than ever before. In many homes, setting the table was a chore assigned to the children. It taught us responsibility. Fork on the left, knife and spoon on the right, napkin folded. It was a ritual of respect. Respect for the food, and respect for the person who cooked it. In many homes, setting the table was a chore assigned to the children. It taught us responsibility. Fork on the left, knife and spoon on the right, napkin folded. It was a ritual of respect. Respect for the food, and respect for the person who cooked it. And when everyone finally sat down, there was often a moment of pause. Whether you were religious or not, there was a sense of gratitude. Say grace. That simple act of pausing before eating taught us patience. It reminded us that food wasn't just fuel to be shoveled into our mouths while driving or watching Netflix. It was a blessing. We weren't just feeding our bodies, we were feeding our souls. The father sat at the head of the table. The mother served the food. There was a structure, a hierarchy. It made children feel safe. In a confusing world, the dinner table was a place of order and predictability. You knew where you sat. You knew you had to finish your peas before you got dessert. It seems strict by modern standards, but that structure provided a sense of security that is deeply missing in the fragmented lives of children today. But the most important part of the dinner was not the food. It was the conversation. How was your day? It's a simple question, but it carried weight. The dinner table was the original social network. It was where you learned how to tell a story. It was where you learned how to listen. If you had a problem at school, this was where you brought it. If you had a victory, this was where you celebrated it. It was also a place of debate. Families argued about politics, about news, about neighborhood gossip. Children learned how to disagree, how to defend their opinions, and how to make up afterwards. They learned that you could have a conflict and still pass the potatoes to the person you disagreed with. This face-to-face interaction is crucial for human development. Compare that to today. Walk into a restaurant now. You will see a family of 4. Are they talking? Are they looking at each other? No. The parents are on their phones checking emails. The children have iPads propped up against their water glasses, watching cartoons with headphones on. They are physically together, but spiritually miles apart. We have traded the art of conversation for the dopamine of distraction. We have raised a generation that is uncomfortable with silence, uncomfortable with eye contact, and terrified of boredom. And it all started when we allowed screens to replace faces at the dinner table. So who killed the family dinner? It wasn't a sudden murder. It was a slow shift in gravity. The first invader was innocent enough. the television. In the 1950s, something strange happened in our living rooms. Look at the furniture. Before, chairs and sofas faced each other. We looked at people. But suddenly, we rearranged our entire lives to face the glowing box. The conversation stopped. The communal experience became a passive one. We stopped looking into each other's eyes and started staring into the blue light. Then came the microwave. It was sold as a miracle of convenience, but it changed the psychology of eating. Cooking became heating. Meals became individual. Before the microwave, everyone had to eat at the same time because the food was hot now. You couldn't just press a button later. But the microwave gave us permission to separate. It replaced the warmth of the oven with the cold beep of a machine. With this new convenience, our schedules exploded. The son has soccer practice. The daughter has ballet. The dad works late. The table, once a sacred place for food, became a storage space for unread mail, keys, and laundry. We convinced ourselves that we were too busy to cook. We convinced ourselves that driving to 3 different activities was more important than sitting down for 30 minutes. We became a culture of grazing, eating a bar in the car, eating a sandwich at the desk. We treated food like fuel to keep the machine running, forgetting that the machine is a human being. What was the cost of all this convenience? Study after study has shown the same thing. Children who do not eat dinner with their families are more likely to suffer from depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. They are less likely to do well in school. But you don't need a scientist to tell you that. You can feel it. We feel it in the lack of community. We feel it in the isolation of modern life. When we lost the family dinner, we lost our daily check-in. We lost the moment of decompression. Without that anchor, the days blur together. Work bleeds into home life. School stress follows children into their bedrooms. There is no boundary. There is no sanctuary. We thought we were saving time by buying fast food or eating separately. But we were actually spending something much more valuable: our relationships. We built bigger houses with bigger kitchens, but we have fewer dinners in them. We have more communication devices than any civilization in history, yet we have less to say to the people we love. Is the family dinner dead forever? It doesn't have to be. We cannot go back to the 1950s. We can't uninvent the smartphone or the microwave. But we can make a choice.